Imagine you are in your favorite Italian restaurant. The scent of freshly baked bread and fragrant olive oil fills the air. A waiter approaches, setting down a plate in front of you. At the center of it sits a perfect, glistening ball of burrata, its delicate shell barely holding in the creamy goodness inside. But have you ever wondered how this luxurious cheese is made? How does fresh milk transform into this delicate masterpiece, both silky and creamy at the same time? Join us as we enter an artisanal burrata factory, where tradition, craftsmanship, and passion come together to create one of Italy's most beloved cheeses. But before we step inside, I'm curious to know, have you ever tried this creamy, velvety cheese that melts in your mouth? For the ones that have, what's your favorite way of eating burrata? Just with a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of salt? Or do you put it on your pasta? Comment below the video. I'm curious to know. All right, and now let's head inside the factory and see how burrata is actually made. Before burrata becomes the creamy delicacy we love, it all starts with one key ingredient: milk. And not just any milk. The best burrata is made from fresh, high-quality cow's or buffalo's milk, sourced from local dairy farms. This ensures not only the freshest taste, but also the rich, buttery texture that makes burrata so special. Once collected, the milk is quickly chilled to preserve its natural flavor and transported to the factory in temperature-controlled tanks. Speed is essential. Freshness is the key to creating a superior cheese. Here at the factory, the milk undergoes rigorous quality checks. Cheesemakers test it for purity, fat content, and temperature, ensuring every batch meets the highest standards. Once approved, the milk is gently heated to the perfect temperature, warm enough to begin the cheese-making process, but never too hot to compromise its delicate flavors. Now, it's time for the magic to begin. The curdling process is just about to start. Rennet, a special enzyme that helps the milk curdle, is added to the tank. As the rennet and cultures work their magic, the once liquid milk begins to transform. Slowly it thickens, developing a soft custard-like consistency. This process, known as coagulation, is the first step in turning milk into cheese. A skilled cheesemaker now carefully tests the curd, using a knife to make a precise cut. If the cut reveals a clean, smooth separation, it's ready for the next stage. Now, the curds must be divided. Using a large curved knife or a special tool called a lyre, the cheesemaker slices through the curds, breaking them into uniform pieces. The smaller the curds, the firmer the final cheese will be. As the curds are cut, the whey, a pale yellowish liquid, begins to separate. This whey is rich in nutrients and won't go to waste. Some of it will be repurposed for other dairy products, while the rest will be drained away, leaving behind the soft curds that will soon become burrata. The curds must be the perfect size, not too large, not too small, so they retain just the right amount of moisture. Cheese making is both an art and a science, requiring careful attention at every step. Now that the curds have been cut, it's time for the next crucial step. This next step, known as pasta filata, is what gives burrata and its cousin mozzarella its signature stretchy texture. The curds are carefully transferred to large vats of hot water, heated to just the right temperature. Too hot and the cheese will break apart. Too cool and it won't develop the elasticity needed for stretching. As the heat works its magic, the curds soften, becoming smooth and pliable. Using wooden paddles and expert hands, the cheesemakers begin to knead and fold the cheese, working it until it becomes silky and elastic. This process is both physically demanding and highly skilled. The curds must be stretched repeatedly, forming long, glossy strands. This is the moment when the cheese develops its signature texture, soft, yet strong enough to hold its shape. With each pull and fold, the cheese becomes more uniform, its texture perfect for what comes next. Soon, part of this doughy mass will be shaped into delicate pouches, while the rest will be shredded into the rich, creamy filling that makes burrata so irresistible. The art of pasta filata is what sets Italian cheese apart. It's a tradition passed down through generations, requiring precision, patience, and an expert touch. Now that the cheese is beautifully stretched, it's time to create the luscious center, the heart of burrata. While the outer shell of burrata is smooth and elastic, Its true magic lies within. Now, it's time to create the decadent, creamy filling. Stracciatella. To make this luxurious mixture, fresh mozzarella is carefully shredded into delicate strands. The name stracciatella comes from the Italian word straccia, which means to tear, a nod to the way the mozzarella is pulled apart into soft, irregular pieces. But shredded mozzarella alone isn't enough. To achieve the rich, velvety texture that makes burrata so special, these tender strands are gently combined with fresh, high-quality cream. The result? A luscious, silky filling that melts in your mouth. The ratio of mozzarella to cream must be just right. Too little cream, and the filling won't be soft enough. Too much, and it will be too runny to hold inside the shell. Once mixed, the stracciatella is left to rest for a short time, allowing the flavors to meld together. This simple yet exquisite combination is what gives burrata its irresistible creamy center. With the filling now ready, it's time for the final and most delicate step, assembling the burrata itself. To begin, a portion of the warm, stretched mozzarella is taken and shaped into a thin, pliable sheet. This outer shell must be strong enough to hold the filling, yet soft enough to remain tender when eaten. Working quickly, the cheesemaker forms the sheet into a small pouch, carefully cupping it in their hands. Then, with practiced precision, they spoon in a generous portion of the rich, creamy stracciatella filling, ensuring each burrata has just the right amount of lusciousness inside. But sealing this delicate package is a true art. The top of the pouch is carefully pinched and twisted, closing the burrata without tearing the fragile mozzarella shell. Some artisans even dip the seal in hot water to help fuse it together, ensuring a secure closure. Once formed, the fresh burrata is immediately placed into a cool water bath. This quick chill helps it hold its shape. Every burrata is a handmade masterpiece, delicate, luxurious, and filled with tradition. But before it reaches your plate, one final step remains, ensuring that each piece meets the highest quality standards. With each burrata carefully shaped and sealed, it's time for the final test, ensuring every piece meets the highest standards of quality and freshness. First, each burrata is gently inspected by hand. The outer shell must be smooth and delicate, with no cracks or leaks. A perfect burrata should be soft to the touch, yet strong enough to hold its luscious filling inside. Next, the freshly made burrata is placed in a cool water bath, where it continues to firm up. This step helps maintain its round shape while keeping the cheese fresh and moist. But burrata doesn't travel alone. To preserve its delicate texture, each piece is packed in a protective container filled with a special liquid, either lightly salted water or whey. This ensures it remains soft, creamy, and full of flavor until it reaches your table. Once sealed, the burrata is stored at just the right temperature, ready to be shipped to markets, restaurants, and homes around the world. Every bite of burrata is a journey, from the hands of skilled artisans to the plates of those who appreciate its delicate beauty. And now, the final step awaits, enjoying this creamy masterpiece the way it was meant to be savored. And there you have it, from farm-fresh milk to creamy perfection, burrata is a true labor of love. Now the only thing left to do is enjoy it. Whether paired with a drizzle of olive oil, spread over crusty bread, or served alongside sun-ripened tomatoes, burrata is a celebration of simplicity and indulgence. Each bite is a little piece of Italy on your plate. Buon appetito! If you found this as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more behind-the-scenes looks at how your favorite foods are made. And in case you have missed some of the older episodes, we have you covered. We have attached a special selection of past Factory Review episodes to this video, so stay with us and enjoy more fascinating food discoveries. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode. Did you know that the United States produces over 2 million tons of almonds each year? That's enough to fill 80,000 semi-trucks. But how does this massive production happen? Let's take you inside the fascinating world of almond megafactories, where technology and nature work together to bring these nutritious nuts from blossom to shelf. The journey of an almond begins in the dormant winter months from November to January. As February rolls around, The almond trees burst into bloom, painting California's Central Valley with a sea of white and pink blossoms. This is where nature's delicate dance truly begins. Almond trees aren't self-pollinating, which means they need a little help from their friends, honeybees. These tiny workers are absolutely crucial to the almond industry. In fact, the Almond Board of California states every almond you eat is a result of pollination, and every honeybee that visits an almond orchard gets its first natural food source of the year there, supporting it with a healthy start. From March to June, the growing season kicks into high gear. The almond kernels start to develop and mature. During this time, the trees need plenty of water, especially after the spring rains taper off. It's a crucial period that determines the quality and quantity of the harvest. You might be wondering why California dominates almond production. The answer lies in its unique Mediterranean climate. Almond trees thrive in areas with mild winters and hot, dry summers, exactly what the Golden State offers. As July arrives, the almond hulls begin to split open, revealing the nuts inside. This is the signal that harvest time is approaching. But how do you harvest millions of almonds efficiently? That's where impressive machinery comes into play. Mechanical shakers arrive at the orchards, ready to give the trees a good shake. These machines grasp the trunk of each tree and vigorously shake it for a few seconds. The almonds rain down onto the orchard floor, where they're left to dry in the warm California sun for 7 to 10 days. The harvested almonds are just the beginning. What if I told you that a single almond processing plant can handle tons of nuts every day? The real magic happens when these raw almonds enter a mega factory where tradition meets cutting-edge technology. Let's take you inside a state-of-the-art almond processing facility where the journey from raw almonds to packaged products unfolds. The first step is hulling and shelling, where powerful machines remove the outer hulls and shells from the nuts. These facilities, which can be grower-owned, handler-owned, or independent, play a crucial role in preparing almonds for market. Once the almonds are hulled and shelled, they undergo further screening and sorting. This is where the process gets truly fascinating. Imagine millions of almonds flowing through a facility, each one inspected without a single human touch. How is this possible? The answer lies in advanced optical sorters. They use cameras and sophisticated software to detect and remove defective almonds at lightning speed. You'd be amazed to see these sorters in action, precisely identifying and ejecting any almond that doesn't meet the strict quality standards. But the journey doesn't end there. Almonds come in various forms to meet different consumer needs. Whole almonds might be sliced, blanched, or ground into almond flour. Each form requires different processing methods. For example, blanching involves removing the almond skin using hot water, while slicing requires precision cutting equipment to produce uniform pieces. You might think that with all of this processing, there would be a lot of waste. Here's where the almond industry really shines. They've adopted a zero-waste approach, utilizing every part of the almond. The hulls and shells removed earlier? They don't go to waste. Instead, they're used for livestock feed and bedding, optimizing resource use and reducing environmental impact. California's almond processing facilities are equipped to meet diverse customer specifications. This flexibility allows them to produce a wide range of almond products for various markets around the world. From snack foods to baking ingredients, these facilities can adapt their processes to create exactly what customers need. Food safety is paramount in almond processing. That's why pasteurization is a crucial step required by USDA regulations. This process ensures that almonds are safe to eat without compromising their quality or nutritional value. It's just one more way that technology is used to protect consumers while maintaining the almond's natural goodness. You might think almonds are just a tasty snack, but they're actually a major player in global trade. Did you know that a drought in California could impact the way you pay for almond milk in London? Let's explore how one state's crop became a worldwide phenomenon. When it comes to almonds, California isn't just a big player, it's the game changer. The Golden State's impact on the global almond market is nothing short of extraordinary. Here's a fact that might surprise you. Around 70% of the U.S. almonds are exported. That's right, these California-grown nuts are making their way to dining tables and food processors all over the world. But what happens when California's almond production takes a hit? The effects ripple across the globe. Take 2015, for instance. A significant decrease in California's almond production led to increased almond prices worldwide. It's a perfect example of how this single state's agricultural output can influence markets thousands of miles away. To truly appreciate California's dominance in the almond world, let's compare it to other major producers. Spain, for example, produces approximately 202,339 tons of almonds, while Iran's production is around 147,863 tons. Now, remember that the United States, primarily California, produces over 2 million tons annually. The scale difference is staggering, isn't it? You might be wondering, why are almonds in such high demand globally? Well, it's not just because they're delicious. Almonds are incredibly versatile. They can be consumed in various forms, from whole nuts to almond milk, almond butter, and as ingredients in countless snacks and baked goods. This versatility contributes significantly to their worldwide popularity. Let's take a closer look at where these almonds end up. The U.S. remains the top destination for California almonds, but the export market is vast and varied. India, Spain, China, Hong Kong, Germany, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates are among the top export destinations. Each of these countries incorporates almonds into their culinary traditions in unique ways, further driving global demand. The almond industry isn't just about satisfying snack cravings. It's a vital part of California's economy. In 2022, the almond crop was valued at a whopping $3.5 billion. That's a lot of economic impact from one little nut. Now you understand why a single state's crop can influence what you find on supermarket shelves around the world. The next time you enjoy a handful of almonds or sip on some almond milk, remember that you're participating in a global phenomenon that starts in the orchards of California. We've traced the almond's journey from blossom to global market, but the story doesn't end there. The almond industry faces ongoing challenges, particularly concerning water usage. California's climate is ideal for almonds, but it requires significant water resources. Climate change adds to another layer of complexity, affecting growth conditions and crop yields. But innovation is driving the industry forward. Precision irrigation methods are being explored to improve water efficiency. Recent production declines highlight the volatility in almond supply, from 1.8 million metric tons in 2020-2021 to 1.5 million in 2022-2023. These fluctuations underscore the need for sustainable practices. As you enjoy your next handful of almonds, remember the incredible journey they've taken, from a California orchard to your kitchen, shaped by nature, technology, and global demand. Earl Grey tea, iconic, aromatic, and oh so elegant. It's the perfect companion for a rainy afternoon or a moment of relaxation. But have you ever wondered how this legendary tea gets its signature citrusy twist? Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the fascinating journey of Earl Grey tea. Like all black teas, Earl Grey starts its journey on sprawling tea plantations, often located in countries like India, Sri Lanka, and China. The tea used for Earl Grey is typically a blend of premium black teas, such as Assam or Darjeeling from India or Ceylon from Sri Lanka. To make premium black tea, only the finest and freshest leaves are picked, specifically the top 2 leaves and the bud. This is what tea lovers call the 2 leaves and a bud method. Fancy, right? these leaves are packed with flavor and aroma. And did you know? Tea harvesting is often done by hand to ensure only the best leaves are selected. It's an art. Can you tell how carefully the worker is picking the leaves? Hand picking is also the best method for high-quality tea because the plant doesn't get damaged that way. These plants are delicate and need to be treated like royalties. In today's modern world, many producers use big industrial machines to cut off the upper part of the plants. But I can for sure tell you, you wouldn't enjoy this tea as near as much as the one picked by hand. Once the leaves are harvested, they are transported to the factory to start their transformation into the black tea we all know and love. If you have watched the video until now, I am sure you like the journey of tea making. So please do us a favor and like the video and subscribe to our channel. Our first stop in the processing journey is withering. And no, this doesn't mean the leaves are dying. It's quite the opposite. Withering is all about preparing the leaves for the magic that's to come. Freshly plucked tea leaves are around 70 to 80% water. During withering, they're laid out in thin layers and left to dry, either naturally or with fans circulating air. This step reduces moisture, making the leaves soft and pliable for the next stage. Once the leaves are nice and supple, it's time to roll. And no, I'm not talking about rolling out cookie dough. This is where the tea leaves get their signature twisty shape. Rolling does two important things. It shapes the leaves and, more importantly, breaks down their cell walls. This releases the juices and enzymes inside the leaves, which are essential for developing the tea's flavor and aroma. Back in the day, rolling was done entirely by hand, but today, machines help speed up the process while keeping the leaves intact. Now comes the most critical step in the black tea making process, oxidation. This is where the magic truly happens. Oxidation is like tea's version of a makeover. The rolled leaves are spread out in a humid environment where they react with oxygen. This reaction turns the leaves from green to a rich dark brown and develops the bold flavors we love in black tea. Think of it like slicing an apple and leaving it out. The browning is a sign of oxidation, but in tea, this step is carefully controlled to bring out specific flavor profiles, from malty and robust to sweet and floral. Once the leaves are perfectly oxidized, it's time to lock in all those amazing flavors. Enter the drying stage. During drying, the leaves are heated to remove any remaining moisture. This not only preserves the tea, but also enhances its flavor, giving it that toasty, caramelized goodness we can't resist. See how the leaves are crisp and dark now? That's how you know they're ready. And before we have perfect black tea ready to be infused with bergamot flavor, it's time for sorting and grading. This is where the tea leaves are separated by size and quality. Tea grading sounds fancy, but it's basically a way of organizing the leaves. Whole leaves are considered the highest grade and are often used for loose leaf tea. Smaller pieces called fannings or dust are used in tea bags, but don't worry, both can be delicious. But, as already said, our journey of the final product has not finished yet because we will now meet the second star of the show, the bergamot fruit. This quirky little citrus is the secret behind Earl Grey's signature flavor. Bergamot looks like a lime and a lemon had a love child, but don't be fooled. Its taste and aroma are entirely unique. Bergamot is typically grown in the sunny regions of southern Italy, especially in Calabria, where the soil and climate are just perfect for this zesty fruit. Harvest season is a busy time, with workers hand-picking each fruit to ensure it's at peak ripeness. The magic of bergamot lies in its essential oil, which is extracted from the peel. That's what gives Earl Grey its distinct floral citrusy kick. Here's how it works. The peels are pressed or sometimes steam distilled to release their essential oils. Think of it as squeezing the very soul of the fruit into a bottle. The result is this golden, fragrant oil that's bursting with citrusy goodness. It's floral, fresh, and just a little bit spicy. And now that it's ready, it's time for the ultimate flavor fusion. This is where the real Earl Grey magic happens, flavoring the tea with bergamot oil. And let me tell you, it's both an art and a science. The process starts by adding just the right amount of bergamot oil to the tea leaves. Too little, and the tea won't have that signature aroma. Too much, and it can overwhelm the blend. It's all about balance. Mixing is done carefully to ensure every leaf is evenly coated with bergamot oil. Some factories even use a misting system to lightly spray the oil for an even distribution. Look at this! The leaves are infused with that citrusy aroma, but they're still dry enough to brew perfectly. Before it gets packed, every batch of Earl Grey goes through rigorous quality control. Experts check for aroma, flavor, and consistency to make sure it meets the high standards of tea lovers everywhere. Once the tea passes the test, it's packed into airtight containers to preserve all that bergamot goodness. Whether it's loose leaf tea, pyramid bags, or your classic tea bag, it's ready to make its way to your kitchen. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, brewing a cup of Earl Grey. Here's a quick pro tip. Always use fresh, hot water and steep for about 3 to 5 minutes to unlock the full flavor. The result? A cup of tea that's bold, aromatic, and perfectly balanced. Sip it straight, or add a splash of milk and a touch of honey if you're feeling fancy. So there you have it, the incredible journey of Earl Grey tea. From lush tea gardens and sunny bergamot orchards to your favorite mug. Next time you sip on this classic blend, take a moment to appreciate all the love, care, and craftsmanship that goes into every cup.